Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel. In this video we're going to be reacting to Wanna Fight America? 5 reasons the US military will make you dead. Bit of a weird title, but it was recommended by one of you guys in the comment section down below. But quickly, before we get into this reaction, I have to quickly state that I've made a Discord server for this channel. So if you do want to suggest any videos, there is a specific channel in that Discord that you can put them so I will not miss them at all. And also there are plenty of other reasons for joining the Discord server. It's not just for recommending videos for me to react to, it's also so you guys can chat and build a bit more of a community. And also I will be doing giveaways, and I also will be recording videos maybe with you guys at a later date. So if any of that interests you, make sure to join it. It's in the description down below. And yeah, now let's get into this reaction.
Want to fight America? 5 reasons the US military will make you dead.
Will make you dead. So they'll kill you.
The United States is the most formidable military power the world has ever seen.
Indeed, that cannot be reason to... No, I never know the right words to say. You cannot fault that. Anyway, moving on.
Arguably, since the end of the Cold War, America has enjoyed a level of dominance unparalleled in history. Neither Rome nor the British Empire enjoyed such a level of superiority over rival powers. While the American military is not the largest on Earth, it is by far the best trained and best equipped force on the planet, putting rivals like Russia and China to shame. But it took generations to develop America's military into the world-beating force it is today. And it wasn't until the end of the Civil War that the US fielded armies that could challenge European militaries on the battlefield. From then onwards, it took 2 world wars before the US military finally established itself as the most dominant force on Earth.
That's
Here
insane.
are 5 of all-time deadliest innovations in America's arsenal.
Okay, let's go.
Number 1, the Gatling gun.
We've all heard of the Gatling gun, haven't we? We've all heard of it.
First fielded during the American Civil War, which to this day is the deadliest war in US history with over 600,000 military dead, the Gatling gun was one of the first rapid-fire weapons in history. Consisting of multiple barrels rotating around a central axis, the weapon, invented by Richard Gatling, solved the problem of providing sustained fires for the first time in the gunpowder age. Initially, the US Army, due to the service's conservative
What is that? That looks insane.
nature, was reluctant to adopt Gatling's invention. After Gatling had improved on his initial 6-barrel design that fired 350 rounds per minute, the Army did eventually adopt the new weapon. It was first used in 1864 at the Battle of Petersburg in Virginia. After the end of the Civil War, the Army used a 10-barrel Gatling gun that could fire 400 rounds per minute during various conflicts with the Native American population in what are now the western states. The Maxim machine gun eventually replaced the Gatling gun, but the crude hand-driven weapon heralded what was to come. During the brutal trench warfare of World War I, untold thousands fell to machine gun fire.
That's insane.
Number 2.
That noise is scary. Imagine being in a war field and then you just hear that. Like, oh my god.
The atomic bomb. The United States developed the atomic bomb during the height of the Second World War under a program called the Manhattan Project. The project kicked off in 1939 when the Advisory Committee on Uranium told President Franklin Roosevelt that the element would provide a possible source of bombs with a destructiveness vastly greater than anything now known. Work on the bomb went into overdrive after the attack on Pearl Harbor on December 7, 1941, when the United States formally entered World War II against Nazi Germany and Imperial Japan. Much of the urgency was driven by the belief that the Nazis were working on their own version of the bomb. The project eventually succeeded and yielded the two weapon designs that ultimately brought the Second World War to an end. On August 6, 1945, a lone B-29 bomber called Enola Gay, commanded by Colonel Paul Tibbets, destroyed the city of Hiroshima with a single 15-kiloton nuclear weapon called Little Boy. A few days later, a 21-kiloton yield weapon called Fat Man destroyed Nagasaki on August 9, 1945.
The thing I learned about Fat Man is that if you play Fallout, I think it's Fallout 4, you can shoot Fat Mans. I think it's the Japanese version of that game, or the Chinese version. It's an Asian version of the game, and they don't allow it to be called Fat Man, just because of the actual history behind that bomb. So, interesting fact.
Seeing the writing on the wall, the Emperor of Japan ordered an unconditional surrender.
Oh wow. Well, you would. You would. Look at the amount of damage it's got taken. Oh.
Would it never be the same with the dawn of the atomic era?
Absolute chaos.
Number 3. Precision-guided weapons.
Again, scary.
Since the 1970s, one of America's decisive advantages in war has been the ability to hit targets precisely. During most of history, war has basically
Klarna. I've never heard of this in my life. Skip.
been about throwing a huge volume of fire at a target with a small chance of actually hitting anything. The introduction of precision-guided weapons changed all that. For example, when the 8th Air Force launched a massive air raid to knock out German ball-bearing plants in 1943, it launched around 400 B-17 bombers to hit the targets. Most of the bombs, dropped at appalling cost and meant an aircraft, didn't even come close to hitting their targets. The pattern has repeated itself over and over, and entire squadrons would be launched to hit a single target. More often than not, they wouldn't hit a thing. That all changed towards the end of the Vietnam War. In 1972, laser-guided bombs allowed US Air Force and US Navy jets to hit targets precisely. Instead of dozens of jets trying to strike a single target in vain, one jet could hit multiple targets during a sortie.
Look at that photo. That is...
While in 1972, there were only a handful of precision-guided weapons available, in 2015, almost all weapons dropped from American warplanes are precision-guided.
Oh wow.
Precision-guided weapons have given US forces the edge for the past 40 years, but it's an advantage that is starting to slip as other nations develop their own equivalent weapons.
Yeah, of course. Countries are going to try and catch up, aren't they? And they're going to try and put more money into their military, but the countries just don't have enough money for it, do they?
Number 4. Stealth.
Isn't the stealth bomber called Blackbird or something?
With the development of ever more capable Soviet surface-to-air weapons during the 1960s and 1970s, the United States Air Force had to come up with a solution to defeat the ever-increasing threat. The answer was stealth technology, which would reduce an aircraft's radar cross-section and infrared signature.
It looks sick. It looks so cool.
Ironically, it was a Soviet scientist by the name of Pyotr Ufimtsev who first discovered the equations to develop a low-radar cross-section aircraft. Ufimtsev's work eventually came to the attention of Lockheed engineer Dennis Overholzer, who then developed the configuration for the first stealth aircraft, which he called the Hopeless Diamond. The Hopeless Diamond eventually evolved into the Lockheed F-117, the world's first operational stealth aircraft in 1981. From that initial starting point, American stealth...
It looks so strange, doesn't it? But it's insane.
Aircraft development took off in new directions. The B-2, F-22, F-35, and pretty much every other American stealth aircraft originates from those early efforts to defeat the Soviet air defense system.
Yeah.
The net result today is the nearly unstoppable juggernaut that is the US Air Force.
I don't even know what to say at this point. It's just more and more facts. The US Air Force and military in general is just absolutely massive and
Number
powerful.
5. Drones. When Abe Karem first developed the Gnat, which eventually evolved in the General Atomics MQ-1 Predator, he probably could not have imagined his invention would herald a revolution in the ways wars are fought. Instead of risking lives over the battlefield, American forces can fight remotely with these new systems. While initially considered a passing fad, the past 15 years have shown that unmanned aircraft are here to stay, and war will never be the same. The
That's so
MQ-1
strange.
Predator, which was first introduced over the Balkans in 1990s, is a crude aircraft. Its follow-on, the MQ-9C Reaper, is a little more sophisticated, but it's the start of something that will change warfare forever. Aircraft like the carrier-based Northrop Grumman X-47B are starting to show the true potentials of such machines.
It is definitely going to go towards robots, and you know, it's going to be it's a scientific war, isn't it? Because it's who can design, create, research, build the best technology for warfare.
Indeed, aircraft without pilots
See, the video
might be the
would be-
dominant weapon during the remaining
Oh,
decades
never had
of this
that.
century.
Play War Thunder
it's
now.
War Thunder
Join millions
again.
of players across the
Had
globe
this in the last
in
video.
massive battles
Come
on
on.
tanks, aircraft.
As recently as yesterday, Navy Secretary Ray Mabus told an audience that the U.S. Navy will never buy another manned strike fighter again after the F-35C. And if Mabus's vision comes to fruition, unmanned aircraft will give the U.S. unmatched capabilities well into the future.
That thing confuses me, because normally the spinning thing at the front is the front, not the back. It's messing with my head, that. I believe that's the end. Yes? No? Maybe? Yes. Anyway guys, that is that. Again, these videos just keep on proving that America just is an absolutely force. It's just a massive force with so much power, money, and I don't even know what to say anymore. So, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and a comment down below. If you'd like to check out the original video, again, that is in the description down below. And if you'd like to suggest a video, again, the Discord is in the description down below. So to be sure to check all those links out. Might be something that you want to do. Who knows? And yeah, hopefully you're all having a great and splendid day. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.